Going on, everybody? I know it's been a while. I apologize for the long hiatus. I'm just busy with school, but bro, oh my goodness, we have the latest chapter of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, chapter 20, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about. So let's just get into the video. So the chapter starts off with Konohamaru and Matsuri, and we see that Matsuri is beginning to devour Konohamaru, and we see that this man Konohamaru is just begging for dear life. We see blood like leaking out of his mouth. Like, this man is in tough waters right now. We just don't know what is going to happen to this dude. And we see that Konohamaru is remembering what Shikamaru told him, which is to basically befriend the Shinjus and take advantage of their like inexperience and like innocence and youth in order to get one over on them. And we see that Konohamaru is able to kind of smooth talk his way out of this situation by telling Matsuri that she's wanted to talk to him for so long, and that by killing him now would kind of end that. And so he kind of is beginning to sow that seed within Matsuri to get her to kind of ease her thoughts on Konohamaru, basically for Konohamaru to be able to kind of reel his way back into her heart. That Matsuri's a little conflicted about this whole thing, because one part of her wants to, devour Konohamaru because that's what her like instincts are telling her to do, but another part also wants to talk to Konohamaru longer and keep him alive. And we see that love factor that Jiro was talking about in the last chapter kind of play a role here, and we see that love is really playing a front and center role in Matsuri's mind, basically questioning and clouding her judgment on what she's supposed to really do, following her instincts and whatnot. And we see that Matsuri just continues the assault by continuing to crush Konohamaru's windpipe. And yes, it's absolutely insane. And then we cut back to the fight against Ryu, and we see that the boy Ryu, man, bro, is dominating right now. We see that Araya tries to use his wind style jutsu, doesn't do anything. And we see the boy Mitsuki in his sage mode trying to, fight against Ryu's Iron Sand. And we see that Mitsuki's actually doing his thing. Like, he's actually fighting hard. But we see the boy Ryu, he's quick on his thing. He's quick thinking. He uses Ryu as some sort of meat shield to kind of get Mitsuki to stop attacking. And then we see from there, he catches Mitsuki off guard with the Iron Sand, and then he takes Mitsuki out completely out of his Sage mode. And we just see Ryu, bro, dude is an absolute menace. Like, this dude is insanely smart when it comes to like battle IQ, being able to like put two and two together and kind of, use any element to his advantage. And we see that Mitsuki and Araya are both kind of held captive by Ryu, and he's now controlling the tide of this battle. And it seems like Sarada and Yodo, they've kind of been pushed into a corner, and Ryu is now starting to bargain with them. He's basically saying, in exchange for the lives of your teammates, you give me the location of Boruto and any intel you may have on him. And then, yeah, we see that the boy Mitsuki is trying to get them to not say anything because, Ryu can't be trusted. But Ryu makes a joke about how he isn't like them and that they were the ones that kind of lied in the first place. And then we just see Sarada, she's in a tough spot right now. And we see that Yodo tells Sarada to actually, leak Boruto's information, but Sarada refuses because she just can't do that to a friend. And then, yeah, it's just a really crazy situation right now. And then we see that Yodo actually proposes some sort of deal with him, with Ryu, basically telling him that she will, use her hearing ability to kind of pinpoint Boruto's location and any other like clues about him. And we cut back to Konohamaru and Matsuri. Yeah, it's just not looking good, man. We see that Konohamaru is still getting crushed, and Konohamaru just continues to remember Shikamaru's orders. And then we see that, Konohamaru raises her up, basically trying to get her to touch his hand. And we see that through this man uses ninja trickery, and he's able to use his Rasengan to immediately obliterate Matsuri's entire arm. And the crazy thing is, he's using double Rasengan, and we see that it explodes, and it's just insane, bro. Konohamaru was an actual menace. He actually used the double Rasengan on Matsuri, and he's able to be freed from that little cage he was in. And then we cut back to Jura as he's explaining what's going on, and we see that he's actually crying. I forgot to mention Matsuri actually cries, and she doesn't know what this liquid is. She doesn't know what it is. She doesn't know what the emotion could be. And we see that Jura is also linked to that emotion as well, because we see that he's also crying. And Jura states that due to Matsuri's love clouding her judgment, it kind of played a role in her being, in her being betrayed and her being caught off guard by Konohamaru's attack. But he also says that due to Konohamaru's love as well, he kind of fell prey, and yeah, he just succumbed to his injuries, because we see that he is, you know what I'm saying, stabbed by Matsuri's horns. And yeah, man, it's just not looking good for Konohamaru at all. And then we cut back to the Ryu fight, and we see that Yodo proposes that deal, you know what I'm saying, for her to help find Boruto. And then we see that Ryu's F-O that. Bro uses Iron Sand to stab, Yodo, and bro, she is just severely injured. Nobody saw that coming at all. Ryu has no chill. And then we see that Sarada is conflicted. She does not know what to do. And then Yodo just tells her to stop holding back, because Yodo, through her hearing, could actually hear into her heart and hear that Sarada, and she can see within Sarada something isn't right, to where she's holding back her power because she's holding it back for somebody. She wants to use this power to protect or fight alongside this special person. See Sarada's whole psyche right now, and we see that Sumire's conversation that she was having with her is still playing in her head about Boruto and all that. And yeah, we see Sarada just awaken her three Tomo Sharingan. And then from there, we basically see this weird occurrence where all the iron sand that was within the area is being sucked up by something. And then we cut to Sarada, and we see that her MS is activated, and we see that she's using some sort of Kamui variant to be able to literally create this vortex that's able to suck up all the iron sand within the area. And then bro, Mitsuki comments saying that she is using her Mangekyo Sharingan, and that's how the chapter ends. Ladies and gentlemen, this chapter was absolutely insane, bro. We finally got to see Sarada's MS in action. I know people have been complaining about Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan and when it would be used, but I hope you guys are happy now, because we finally have it. And bro, what is it exactly? It's like Obito's Kamui. We just don't know. Is it I don't know, man. It has to be some sort of variant of Obito's Kamui. It's so freaking crazy, bro. We don't know the full extent of its power. We have to wait for the full we have to wait for the next chapter. But from what we've seen from this chapter alone, this Mangekyo Sharingan has to be one of the most broken abilities or MSs we've seen in the series. I don't care. It's literally like Obito's Kamui, and we know how broken Obito's MS is. So, bro, I'm just so excited for the next chapter. Once again, guys, I do apologize for the long hiatus. I know I missed the last chapter review, but I'm going to try and be a little bit more consistent. Like I said before, I have class and I have school and work, so I'm not going to be as active, but I will try and post for you guys, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, man. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.